Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avindian welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I wanted to thank everyone for the amazingly thorough job you've all done in posting some really great and helpful comments on last Friday's video. And you've definitely given me some ideas for things that I want to try. I do want to acknowledge that a couple people said they thought this game was harder, and I do agree with that, but I'm not sure why it's harder, other than the fact that, as one commenter kept reminding me, the default strategy settings just don't work, and if you don't change them, you may never get what you're looking for. So, we're actually going to start with that. So let's take a look at strategy. In case you haven't actually played Out of the Park Baseball before, this is kind of a cheat sheet for your in-game manager. So this will tell them, for instance, how often should I steal bases? And right now this is the default, so everything is right down the middle. And that is pretty... And right now it's extremely generic. This is basically what teams use if you change nothing here. So I'm going to go down each one of these really quickly and explain what they mean. And then I'll probably change the preset and then maybe fiddle with it. Stealing bases is pretty obvious. This is telling your manager it's okay to give the green light to people to steal bases. Now, this is obviously not universal. This is not saying that your catcher with 5 speed and 3 base stealing ability is going to be running the base like Ricky Henderson. This is them saying, however, that if a player meets certain arbitrary thresholds, I'm going to give him the green light and he can try to steal. Base running, how aggressively will they take that extra base? Will they test the arm of the outfielder, or will they stay put? The hit and run is basically you send the base runner at the same time your batter makes contact. And this can be very, very effective, provided you have a fast base runner and a hitter who's got really good contact. Sacrifice bunts are where you bunt to try to move up a runner late in the game. Squeeze bunts are when you do the same thing, but it might actually get them you might actually score you a run because, for instance, the bases are loaded and there's nobody out. It's also called the suicide squeeze. If that's the way you learned it, that's the way I learned it, but there we go. And bunting for a hit is, instead of bunting to try to get to a fielder's glove, you want to hit the dead zone. And the dead zone is typically you kind of want to hit it exactly halfway between the pitcher's mound and home plate, so that you just want that moment of hesitation where they're not sure if the pitcher or the catcher should go for it. And that can be enough for a fast hitter to make first base. Pitching and defensive strategy. Pitching around means if a hitter has high power, you go to the extreme edges of the strike zone in an attempt to do one of two things. Either A, he makes weak contact, or B, you walk him. And again, all of these things are situational. The game is not going to pitch around a hitter who has 3 power and no gap power. The intentional walk is where you basically just signal, I'm going to walk this batter. Because, for instance, I want to set up a double play, or I'm really scared of him, but the hitter behind him is a joke. That's what intentional walks are. Holding runners may require a bit more explanation. This is ordering your pitcher on the mound and the catcher to do things like, for instance, making a pickoff move to first base or second base or wherever the batter happens to be. The base runner, sorry. It would also include the use of things like pitch outs. So a pitch out is like an intentional walk. A pitcher deliberately throws a pitch outside so that it's a ball, and the catcher immediately gets up and throws the ball to second base, for instance. And this is another way to try to stop base stealers. Playing the infield in is where you bring the shortstop, second baseman, and third baseman onto the infield grass rather than being out in the dirt. Playing corners in just brings in the first and third baseman. I didn't mention the first baseman playing field. They also come in. Guarding the lines, basically your third baseman and first baseman will stay like closer to their base so that they can be ready for anything that's going to be rushing down the foul lines. Infield and outfield shifts are about positioning players according to a player's tendencies. The most classic example I can think of historically was Ted Williams, but that didn't work out so well. Would be someone like David Ortiz. And David Ortiz would always like to pull the ball. So what you would do basically is shift the infield so that the third baseman, for example, is standing closer to second base. The shortstop could be on the right side of second base, then the second base between second and first, and then the first baseman stays where he is. This obviously is a gaping hole, right? If a hitter is really good and they can hit the ball the other way, which is what Ted Williams would do, then the shift doesn't always work. But if it's someone who just can't do that or isn't willing to do that because they're going for a home run, that can be extremely effective. It's considered somewhat controversial in Major League Baseball because in 2021 you see more home runs than you see base hits. I don't think that's a problem. I've never been opposed to the shift. It's legal within the rules, and if players can't adjust to it, then that's their problem. That's not, let's ban the shift because I want more people stealing second or whatever. That's just how baseball has evolved. So I think the shifts are fine as they are, and if you get Ted Williams, then oops, you shouldn't have done that. Shift outfield depth is where, for hitters that hit a little bit harder, you push the outfielders closer to the wall, or if they're weaker hitters, you bring them a little closer to the infield. Hooks for starting pitchers or relievers are, I, the manager, see that there's trouble happening. Am I going to be more likely to leave him out there, or am I going to be more likely to let him work out of it himself? There's how to deal with pitching matchups and batting matchups. This is, I have a lefty coming up to the plate. There's a lefty on the mound. Do I set them down to bring in a righty, or do I just let the lefty face them? And it works, obviously, the opposite for pitchers. If I see a righty coming up and I've got a lefty on the mound, I send the lefty into the dugout and bring out the righty. There's whether you pinch hit for pitchers or position players. And finally, use pinch runners at all. So these are just the bog standard, everything is the same. You can change everything for every individual situation, or you can change more things. But we're not done yet. We also have the ability to, number one, we can set a universal pitch count for either starters or relievers. We can use openers. If you haven't followed baseball closely in, say, the last 5 years, you might not know what an opener is. Some clubs will consider certain days to be bullpen days, and they'll have a really talented reliever start the game instead of a proper starter to pitch 1 or 2 or maybe 3 innings and then let the bullpen finish the game. The Cleveland did it a lot during the 2016 World Series run that they had, and other teams have used it to greater or lesser degrees. It's a pretty ingenious idea if you don't have the rotation arms to manage it. We also say when do we bring in defensive substitutions, and when do we have position players start pinch hitting. Now, we could change all of these ourselves for very specific situations. Because, for instance, if I'm ahead by a whole lot, I'm not going to want people to steal bases. If I'm behind by a whole lot, I don't care if they steal bases because we're already behind, and maybe that gets us a little bit closer. If I were doing my own series offline, I would spend a good 45 minutes going to each of these situations, but I ain't got time for that. So we're going to look at these presets. And these are designed to give you some very specific guidelines. So right now we're probably on balanced, I'd guess. Like if I hit balanced... No, balance actually slightly adjusts some of these things. I don't like this at all, by the way. This is just an example. But if we pick traditional, then it basically changes some things here. So notice each one of these presets is moving things around. However, we could do tactician or sabermetric. This is not an appropriate... I mean, we could go small ball. Because we have a lineup that doesn't have huge amounts of power in it. I don't really think that's appropriate. So let's take a look at what moderate sabermetric does. And we'll notice some pretty big changes here. Okay. So what the heck just happened here? What is going on? This is what sabermetric suggests is the best way to milk the most runs out of a particular situation. You'll notice that base stealing and running and bunting is way far down. But they do encourage aggressive base running. We're going to use infield and outfield chips a lot more frequently. We're going to be a little bit quicker to get relievers out of there. And we're going to try to push matchups a little bit more. We're going to use pinch runners a lot. If we look at, say... flat sabermetric, these just get more extreme. And I've got to say, this could make some pretty huge differences in how games turn out. I'm going to make one huge alteration to this, and then I'm going to leave this as is. I don't want to use openers. You know what? I don't want them used at all. Because our rotation is so bloody good, I don't want to use openers. And that way, if we do have a quicker hook for relievers, our other relievers will be much fresher. So we're definitely going to see what turns out here as far as things go. I will say, let's bring in substitutions in the 8th inning. I'll say if we're leading by 2 runs or less. And the reason I'm changing it from 3 runs or less is that if we're leading by 3 runs, it's unlikely that one defensive miscue is going to make a big deal. But definitely, if we're leading by 2 runs or less, I want them to start thinking about things here. And we could even ask our manager... but I think this is going to be really smart. And we're going to see how this affects things. So that's the first big change I'm going to make. Thank you very much to Eagle-Eyed Viewer. I think this was Tom Lehman, but maybe not. Who noticed how many leg injuries we had. This guy sucks at preventing leg injuries. Like, he sucks real bad at it. So, I'm firing you. And then we're going to hire a new team trainer. I want to get really greedy here. I want to get somebody like Chris Cosby. I mean, that's a little too on the nose. Look at Aaron Long here. I love how great he is at rehab, right? I mean, I could go the extreme prevention approach with a guy like Jeff Donaldson, but I've always liked a more balanced trainer. And the only thing Aaron Long isn't at least average at is preventing other injuries. I think I like him a lot. I think we're going to hire Aaron Long. Now, we could also increase our player development budget, and I really like that idea too. We're at the baseline. Let's put $3 million more into the player development budget. Done. This is going to give us less money, however, to spend on other things. And you might have noticed something very important. Our owner's being a dick right now. He's like, oh my god, Kyle Tucker, bring him back. Bro. Are you going to, like, hand me the keys to your Ferrari so I can sell it? Because I can't afford this. Like, not even a little bit. So he's going to be disappointed in that. And I'm sorry, but he'll have to live with it. Some other really good comments were made that we have a lot of low contact regulars, which is definitely true. It's undisputably true, in fact. And if we lose Kyle Tucker, it just becomes that much worse. And we have a park that doesn't play well for power. If we take a look at our park factors again, because I think it's been a while. As you'll notice here, especially for righties, this is not a great park for power hitters. I could go more left-handed in my lineup. But yeah, unless there's someone that can hit for a high average, righties are going to struggle in PNC Park. All of this is really good to know. And it's going to mean our lineup's going to continue to struggle. I think that's the big takeaway. No matter what decisions we make, it's probably going to keep struggling. It is what it is, my friends. It is what it is. Which means that we're going to need to probably just accept that we're not going to be competing regularly for at least the next season or two. But remember, we were 81-81 this season. We almost got to the playoffs. And once you get into the playoffs, all bets are off, right? So that's very good news, potentially. So, let's talk about arbitration. Now, super huge question number one. Maybe the most important question. Do we offer Kyle Tucker arbitration? I'm thinking about it. So what's the worst thing that happens if he accepts? He gets a pretty huge raise, and we get him for another season. And the owner can't deny this either. Like, this is one of the things where if we offer him arbitration, he gets arbitration, and he either accepts it or declines it. This lets me have a bigger payroll, but then it's just going to be less money to spend on other stuff. We'll probably cut my budget in other areas. All right. Let's think about this in a minute, because I want to take care of some of these other decisions first. Quinn Priester wants $8 million. He is fragile. If we don't bring back Priester, we've got Aguilar, who's ready for the majors. We've got Montgomery, who's ready for the majors. Although Montgomery, a little bit less so. We could pick up a cheap one-year starter in free agency, maybe. On the other hand, we can just bring him back for a year. And I gotta tell you, Priester has consistently been one of the better starters on our squad. He has had some injury issues, admittedly. But I really don't see a lot of benefit to letting him go yet. So I'm going to offer him a one-year contract, and we're going to just try to make some money here to make the owner happier. Let's try that. We have lots of starters that could potentially fill his spot, but none of them are as good as he is right now. And if we have any delusions of at least trying to improve, man, if we have any delusions of competing for plus up, we have to have him. Dustin Feltman wants an incredibly generous and realistic raise. I think he's earned it. No problem, amigo. Let's do it. Logan Brown. We're going to want to start trying to shift him more into being an everyday backup. I think we've probably got the most mileage out of him as a starter than we're ever going to get. You've got Zion Rose coming up. But he only wants a modest raise. And I'm more than happy to give him one. A modest raise. Steven Alamaeus. Rock me Alamaeus. Man, I know you're a 2-time Gold Glove winner, but your price tag keeps getting higher. And you're going to mostly be on the bench. And as much as I appreciate what you've been doing defensively for the club, that's $4 million I can't spend somewhere else. And I think you're overpaid right now, to be honest with you, for a guy who just didn't hit last season. So I'm just going to go ahead and non-tender you. I might try to trade you and see if someone else wants you, but that's about it. Same thing for Rosario. I really don't see the value in paying you any longer. Although on the flip side, I don't really have a better center fielder on the roster. So if I did do this, I'd have to make sure to sign someone in free agency who could handle the job. Center field's been kind of this gaping hole for us that we've never managed to fill. But, oh well. Non-tendered. No, that's not fair. I'm gonna bring him back. I don't have the leeway to let him walk. So I'm gonna offer you a 1-year deal. I'm not giving Alamaeus anything. Alamaeus probably wants his $4 million, and he's not getting that. Okay. Do we want to try to bring back Tommy Edman? I think... Like, Cristian Hernandez was awful. He was super awful. This is a situation where maybe we push Noah Smith to second and let Cole Young play short, but both of them are in. Cole Young may not be ready for when the season starts. What would Mr. Edman want to come back? He wants to get paid. He's not getting paid by the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's just life. My dude. Let's take a look. Any minor leaguers? Omar Cruz, an extension for you. Remember the rule. If you give me 1 win, you get a minor league extension offer. I love, by the way, I'm absolutely delighted by the realism in an owner saying, I demand that you re-sign him, but also I'm not going to give you any money to do it. That's very Major League Baseball. I expect you to hire out low-performing members of the roster for manual labor so that we can somehow pull like $10 million out of our butts. Because that's the only way he's coming back. Unless he accepts arbitration, which would be pretty stupid for him. And then I don't really care that much about these others. If you're 26 and haven't broken out a rookie ball, there's not much to be said for you. Okay. Now the elephant in the room, Kyle Tucker. Would I like to bring back Kyle Tucker? Yes. He was our one above average hitter last season. He's got really good contact. He is a lefty, which means he's going to be suppressed by PNC Park a little bit less. I think he is a good fit if we can bring him back for cheap. But I don't think he's going to come back cheap. So the best solution might actually be offering him arbitration. So I'm going to do it. It's risky, but I'm going to do it because the draft pick would be amazing. And if he accepts it, our worst case scenario is we get him for another year. And that's pretty good. So I think I'm fine with all of this. And we're going to start looking at some awards. I don't think we're going to win very many, if any, but, anything's possible. We got some people wanting to do things with the Pirates. That's always good news. I did forget, I did want to try to trade Alamaeus, but I doubt there's going to be a market for him. But any prospect, heck, any regular that's interesting. Oh boy, I get one player who's arguably even worse than Alamaeus. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh well. Non-tendering is the fate for him. What was I even wanting you to do? I wanted you to be a pitching coach for single A. I'm probably fighting with major league clubs. We'll see what happens. All right. Yeah, this is going to keep happening. No, I don't want you to be my bench coach. I wanted you to be... Fuck. Where was Brewitt supposed to go? Ah, that's right, High A. We needed a manager for High A. Because neither Mendy Lopez nor Jose Mendez wanted a promotion, if I remember right. Yeah. Like, Greensboro, gross. Like, it's a promotion, dude. It gets you closer to the majors, but I see how you are. Look, I want someone who's great at development, but our biggest issue is going to be that those players are also going to be desired by... Like, Brewitt is probably getting offers from major league teams. It's just what's happening right now. So I'm going to try someone like Sean Sedlacek, and offer him the High A job and see what that gets us. Okay, a bunch of contracts have been signed. Yeah, Hatley. I'm not getting into a bidding war over coaches. I can't afford that. I want someone to teach pitching. Yeah, how about Wellington Cruz? Maybe he wants to be my pitching coach. We got Sedlacek. Excellent news. We got Cruz. Excellent. I noticed we still got pretty high-quality players out of all of this. Or pretty high-quality coaches. I just didn't get caught in bidding wars. Okay. We got no awards. Kato Mori is garbage. I'm certainly not going to be able to afford him. Salary arbitration day is actually kind of a big day for us because it's when we'll find out if if Tucker accepts our offer or not. He did take it. Okay. Which means I've got even less money this year, but that's fine. I'm actually surprised he didn't want to test free agency. I think he might have realized that he wouldn't have done super well. Oh well. I'm not upset. I'm glad to have him back. It's not going to make the owner happy because he wants him to come back like on a big term deal, right? And most importantly, I probably now have absolutely no money. So here's our big issue here. Because we're projected to lose money, our budget is going to get cut in half for both scouting and player development. However, there's going to be some payroll relief coming very soon. But I can't do it yet. I could just try to trade Tucker. Because, man, 18 million's a lot of money. But I also like him a lot. I think he offers a ton of value for the team. And if Hayes could ever get his shit together and be healthy for a season, imagine what we could do together. Which is a lot, in my opinion. Yeah, we're going to have to figure something out. Oh, right. Everyone has to be activated, don't they? Well, Hayes gets activated first. That's a non-question. I'm going to send down Soto so that we can activate Young. And then Po Yu Chen. You're an interesting little pitcher. So I guess I don't want to get rid of you right yet. So we'll send down Roberts, I guess, and then put you on the Major League roster. And I bet I probably have no open spots on the 40-man, do I? I don't. Colby Frieda, you're gone. I need you off of my 40-man. I bet nobody takes a Escoto. I feel pretty confident about that. Maciel, no. Alright. Because I don't want Montgomery leaving. Not if he's got that level of top-end talent. Our biggest issue right now, and it may be worthwhile taking some of these Rule 5 eligible players and try to package them together to get a good regular that we could use right now. But here's part of our issue. We have a lot of players that look like they could be really good someday. But we don't have the spots to keep them on the 40-man. Like, I've got one opening on the 40-man roster right now. So who the heck do I keep? When I've got several top, very talented players that I'd like to keep. I've got Michael Brown, who has elite power and discipline. I've got Jefferson Quieto, who looks like a really great hitter, who could manage himself well at catcher. But I think it makes the most sense to pick someone who's likely to succeed in the short term. But who here is most likely to succeed now? Probably Gilliam's here. he could probably compete for a bullpen spot already. Or I could just say waive Connor Walsh. He's nothing special. Yeah, Solomon McGuire, I tried. I thought you had a lot of potential, but you've never figured out how to play center. But I don't have so many center fields I can just get rid of you for nothing. So I'm just going to waive Soto. He's a shortstop who can't play shortstop. Alright, so I'm going to put Brown, Williams, and Quieto all on the 40-man. And all this does is basically just give me time to think about what I want to do with them. Right now, Prez is already better than Quieto. So I'm going to go ahead and immediately trade him. And I'm just going to see what kind of offers we are made for him. There should be some good ones, right? Or maybe not. Maybe they're all bad. Oh, well. Well, I have no free agent money. I'm not going to have free agent money anytime soon. So we're just going to figure something else out here. Oh, no. The Mets took Livan Soto, the shortstop who can't shortstop. I am utterly destroyed. There goes our championship, guys. There goes our championship. The Hall of Fame's always a nice palate cleanser. I don't think you're getting in Bobby Abreu, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm seeing a whole lot of nopes right now. Robinson Cano is probably a yes, I think. Sorry, Matt Carpenter. 1,100 hits. You'd have to be like Ozzie Smith levels of awesome, and you're just not that good. I'm seeing a lot of nopes in pitching. Cole Hamels is borderline. I'm going to try voting for Helton again. And Hudson. Maybe John Lester. I mean, he's got almost 200 wins. Let's see if there's anyone else, though, and then I'll come back and look at the borderline cases, in my opinion. Andy Pettitte belongs in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why the Hall of Famers are being such jerks about it, because I definitely think he belongs. But yeah. Albert Pujols, absolutely no question. Easiest first ballot Hall of Famer in a long time, in my opinion. So, oh, and definitely Scott Rowland. Even if my ballot space is wasted because he's not going to get voted in, because again, voters are stupid. Who else do we vote in? Or try to? I've only got 2 spots left. So I'm going to want them to be for players that I think really deserve it. Ichiro, I think, is an easy choice. He'd probably get in even if I didn't vote for him, but I think he's going to get in anyway. Like, of this cluster, probably Buster Posey would be my other choice. Like, by Jaws, he's better than the average Hall of Fame catcher. Yeah, I'm going to vote for Posey. I need some of these pitchers to get... Oh, no, wait. No. If I had to pick between Posey and Mauer, I'm picking Mauer. Like, Mauer and Posey are pretty similar. Posey does have better hardware. But yeah, I'm happy to see what happens if Mauer gets in another way. But, yeah. I kind of want the logjam of starters to get cleared out before I start putting a lot of votes forward for starting pitchers. We'll see who gets what. Oh, friends. Okay, everyone cleared waivers. I'm a little surprised at that. I'm not unhappy about it, but I am a little bit surprised that nobody claimed any of the others. Means they got 0 trade value. Because they could have had him for free. Yeah, I'm not even looking at free agency. Free agency is not happening for us this year. So you would give me... No, this is a stupid deal. Why would I take this deal? I'm not saying Feltman is the best closer in the majors, but he's a good one. And I see no reason why I would give him away for pennies on the dollar right now when I have a pretty great leverage over him. Meh. This is at least a better offer, but I'm just gonna make Feltman untouchable right now because I'm gonna get a lot of bad offers about him. All right, one thing I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start ignoring the Rule 5 draft. I keep getting suckered in by it, where I take high potential guys in the Rule 5 draft who then never turn out, and then occupy my 40-man for like 10 years. So I'm just gonna go complete draft. I'm gonna ignore it. It's hard for me, but I'm gonna do it. Ooh, someone else took someone. Yeah, Pedro Leon is garbage. He must be hurting pretty badly if you think that's a worthy pick. Oh, Bob Uecker. Bob Uecker is one of the greatest announcers of all time. He was also an awful player. But yeah, Bob Uecker is extremely entertaining. Pujols made it. A bunch of other people got dropped from the ballot. Yikes, Brian McCann. Oh well. So, we have some decisions to make once a certain thing happens. Come on, Hayes. Heal up. Or is he already healthy and he just doesn't talk? No, it's us. He's still injured. All right. Hayes is healthy. For now. This is probably the biggest decision I'm going to make all episode. Oh dear. Oh, god damn it, game. I should stop getting mad at the game for this. It's my own darn fault for being so interested in the Hall of Fame, but yeah. There we go. So here's what I need to consider. If I trade Hayes, I will free up a significant amount of money, but I will also be alienating my fans And I'm basically throwing in the towel for competing for competing right now. And that's not great. On the other hand, if I keep him, they're going to cut my scouting budget and they're going to cut my development budget. Because I can't change ticket prices anymore for some stupid reason. So if I keep him, I need to find a way to free up about $4 million to make sure they don't cut my development budget. Which basically becomes trade Priester or trade a couple of other players. But $4 million is a tough ask. I could also just trade Tucker and see if anyone would take him. But I have the feeling that they won't. Because that's how it works. If I could just cut my scouting budget, but I really don't want to do that. But if I had to pick between scouting budget and development budget, I want my development budget to be higher. But yeah, if your budget is negative, like in this case, I have to make up a shortfall, they're going to cut both budgets in half. Like, they only get half the league baseline. So as much as this hurts, and it hurts a lot, I'm going to cut the scouting budget. Do you see what it just did? It immediately cut it by more than that. And that's because we're projected to have a final balance here. So now I should be able to push it back up to 8 million. There you go. So my owner's making a profit, which means he won't cut my player development budget. And I do have a tiny bit of money now for both extensions and to bring in some free agents, which is whatever. Yariel Rodriguez, I think your time is done. I have many players in the minors who could do your job as well as you do. At $1 million right now would be pretty nice. I kind of like Drew Gray, actually. I kind of like him a lot. He's got a very well-rounded skill set. And I know, he's not a great contact hitter. But that's kind of common for everybody, though. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm sorry that fans are sad about it, but I think once you see that this is going to mean a call-up for either Aguilar or Montgomery, I think your tune is going to change pretty damn fast. Okay. Alright. And then this means I have a bit more money to put into scouting. I think I can go back up to 10 million. Because, man, I do not want to get left out in the cold again in terms of scouting. Or, actually, ooh, even better. Even better. 9 million for scouting. 16 million for that. I'm also going to cut my draft budget because, yeah, it says based on my slots, they think I'm not going to use it. So let's go up to 17 million. I want freaking results, damn it. I'm tired of us being screwed and players not developing. So I'm severely stepping up my budget there. And if it means to the expense of the scouting budget, I'm finding talented players. They're just not developing. That's the issue. So hopefully this fixes that. And we'll go up to start spring training. And here's what I think I have to do. It's not sexy. It's not... Gosh. Okay, that is excellent news. Thank you, new team trainer, for having someone be ready closer to opening day. That's huge news. All right, spring training. Who gets invites? Aguilar. Rose. Holy shit, Gavin Goudry. Hello, Alameus replacement. Mr. Gunnels, I'd like you to be a little bit better at a couple of positions. But, yeah. You have rocketed through the minors. I had no idea you were that polished. Yeah, you'd be a pretty good second baseman right now. You might say I have too many catchers. I'm not disagreeing with you in that assertion, but oh well. I'm looking for a green number here to suggest that someone's good at hitting for contact, and boy, am I not seeing it. I need to start drafting more for contact hitters, I think. Oh well. Alright. That's good enough for spring training. Are you freaking kidding me? No. You do not take Alex Aguilar and make him a reliever. Bad. Very bad. Aguilar is a starter. I want him to get reps at starting. Please. Montgomery's still hurt, so I don't care what theoretical role he plays. But yeah, Aguilar's definitely a starting pitcher. Gavin Goudry is a bad pitcher. Like, he just is. So you're going to do me a favor here. Stop. That is the favor you're doing for me. I don't want him pitching. Weren't you the guy that I drafted as a starter, and I thought, hey, you'd be a pretty decent shortstop, and it turns out I was right? No, I think I drafted you as a middle infielder. But yeah, I can almost guarantee you right now this man is making the roster. Because he's exactly what we need in terms of a really high-quality backup defender. Even if his bat's not great, we can worry about that another time. Alright, go ahead and do some things here. Wow, this lineup is demented. I hate it, but I'm not going to argue with it for right now. Alright. Because of spring training, I don't care whether we win games or not. I just care that players get chances to be... Or, you know what? You could break your hand in the very first game. I mean, he's not great at preventing arm injuries, but still. I guess it happens. Hudson Head is someone I think I need to start thinking about how to do without him. Because he just keeps getting hurt. And, like, I'm not trapped the way that I am with Hayes. Maldonado got better. Aguilar is a tiny bit better. Goudry looks redonkulous. Redonkulous. That's the official scouting term, by the way, is redonkulous. I am very curious to see how changing our strategy settings, see if it can buy us that extra couple of wins that we've needed for the last 2 or 3 seasons. I thought that said singles out 6-year-old, and I'm like, dude, I think you're going a little bit young. Also, you can't legally do that. You can't sign 6-year-olds to scouting contracts, but... Is Noah Smith leading the spring train? Holy shit. Man, if Noah Smith can finally break out. Damn. That would be extremely welcome if we can start getting production from Noah Smith. Speaking of Noah Smith, if Young hadn't been hurt, I would have had him learn second base, but that's fine. All right, let's start paring down the roster, and there's going to be a lot of work to be done here. Hudson Head, DL. Montgomery, you're still a long ways away from returning to the majors, so DL for you too. DL for you, but not the 60-day. Everyone else is looking healthy, so let's start making some choices here. I presently have 17 pitchers. I need about 13. Chen, Hill, I want to keep Yeen up because I think he's a really good choice. Lansville, I want more innings in AAA before I decide what to do about you. Gilliams, you haven't even pitched. I guess you did pitch in AAA a fair bit. Let's send you back there. I'm going to make Yeen the starter and Wallace the reliever. I just think that just makes more sense. And I know Yeen isn't great, but he's given me 100+ innings each season, and he's been significantly more than a replacement level pitcher. So I'm more than happy to let him be that 5th starter. How many pitchers do I have to get rid of now? I'm at my pitcher limit. Alex Aguilar. I think you make the roster. I don't like you skipping AAA. But you've been really damn good. Yeah, you made you're gonna skip AAA. All right, I have lots and lots of catchers. Nope. Perez, please play in AA. And I'm going to go ahead and set you as... what's the thing? Here it is. Boom. Zion Rose, you've proven what you can prove in AA. I want you in AAA. Okay. Jordan. Bro. I almost think I have to give you a chance in the majors this season. I need to see if you're worth keeping, so I'm going to go ahead and send Brown to the minors. Goudry, I need you on this roster. McGuire to the minors. I really think Montesino is going to get an actual shot to play. No, Montesino hasn't even played in Double-A yet. I can't. Yeah. Morabel hasn't played above A ball yet. Mina at least has a pretty strong track record at Double-A, so it's not like he isn't the waste that some of these others would be. I think Goudry actually is the starting second baseman right now, at least until Young is healthy, and then we can decide what to do with that. Hernandez, can I get anything for you at this point? I'll even look at regulars, I guess. I'm getting some reasonably good offers. Granted, they're mostly for players I don't need, but I'm getting reasonably good offers. Can I get a player that can actually hit? Do such players exist? Angel Martinez at least hits for contact, and he's a switch hitter. But that's not really what I'm looking for. Nope, I don't need another player like that. Let's make our lives a bit easier. Let's look at just batters. I don't even want to look at pitchers because I've got lots of pitchers. You're a great second baseman, but you're also extremely raw, so no thanks. Will Simpson. I really like your potential a lot. As a first baseman, I'm actually able to hit for contact and can kind of hit for contact now. You might even be one of the best first basemen on my roster. It's hard to say that he's not the guy I should be taking. But I'm going to take a look at least. Michael Triana looks pretty decent. It's our old pal Tirso Ornelas. Nico Santamaria. No. No. Victor Scott is actually a pretty good looking left fielder. But I still like that one first baseman more. I don't need another catcher. I have too many catchers. I need less catchers. In fact, great point, Avi. I have too many catchers. What if I threw in a Jackson Miller? Let's see if this gets any better, or if I just get the same players. Wow, you actually took a guy off because Boston took that one first baseman off, but you added him. No, I don't need yet another power hitter. All right, fine. You don't want Miller. I'm not going to make you take him. Oh, you know, I do want to look at veterans, too. Man, Boston took... Oh, no, this is the guy I wanted, Will Simpson. I'm going to take Will Simpson. And I'm going to see if you'll throw in another player. If I ask nicely. You wouldn't give me Joe Nelson, would you? Like, I'm ridiculous for even thinking about it, right? Or John Nelson, rather. You only want one of the best players on my team. Alright. We're going to try this. I don't think it's going to work, but we're going to try it. I'm going to throw in one of my cavalcade of catchers, because you only need at most 3 or 4 of them. He's actually pretty close to put... I could trade Hayes. No, no. Don't trade Hayes. Don't trade Tucker. Sanchez will never hit. Now I'm going to start taking players off. What if I dropped Blaze Jordan? You'd still take it. What if I dropped Jackson Miller? No. Okay. I'm not going to keep Jackson Miller, but I don't actually want him. So here's what this gives me. This gives me a right now first baseman. Because he's the best first baseman on my roster right now. If I pick up Nelson. It gets me Will Simpson, a player who could be very good in the near future. Could I get Arturo Guerra, please? Please? Damn. I really want Guerra, though. Like, holy shit, I want Guerra. You certainly aren't asking for not very much, are you? You'd never give me Guerra, I have a feeling. I could get Guerra instead of Nelson, but not Guerra in addition to Nelson. But damn, wouldn't it be sweet to have someone like him patrolling center field for the next 5 years? Damn. Okay. So let's talk this out. We have not had a competent center field in a long time. Like, a very long time. And I definitely don't have any that I really trust in the minors. Arturo Guerra would be a massive get. Absolutely massive. He'd give us a high contact, high gap power center fielder with really good defense. And he's probably a couple years away. So that's the downside of him. If we pick up John Nelson, he's my opening day first baseman. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. He's better than anybody I've got. For sure. Even if he has no experience above high A, I'm actually really considering giving him a shot at earning his job in the majors this season. If I threw in Mitch Keller, I would be saving a bunch of money that I could spend for other things. But I'm not convinced Keller's that expendable. I'm definitely not convinced of that. But I'm not going to give you Noah Smith either. And then we'll throw in Sanchez here. Get Will Simpson. Is there another rookie that I like? Not Nick York. He's too bad at playing third. Tristan Russell's not the worst. I wouldn't mind Devin Taylor, actually. Okay, so I can get this level for right now. And this is giving up very little, which is what I like most about this trade. I'm giving up basically nothing of value. I can't add him because you must have just drafted him. If they would take this deal, I would be happy with it as well. So I'm going to submit the offer. I'm going to advance one day, and we should get a response pretty quickly. I'm hoping. Bro, why are you not responding? Now I have to go up to opening day. Damn it, game. Okay, Boston accepted. I accept. Complete. Done. All right. Okay, so I have to finish with this. You get called up. Do you have like a hole in your swing? You really don't. So, right, Gavin Goudry actually starts the opening day roster at second base, Noah Smith at short, Hayes at third, Nelson at first. We've got Rodriguez starting in left, Tucker in right, Rosario in center. I'm not excited about that, but I can't do a whole lot to fix it. And I definitely want to clear about 1 million off my roster. I'm going to trade Maciel and see if I can get someone to give me anything at all for him. What if I throw in Jefferson Caro? I'm getting offers now. This is just about me clearing up payroll more than anything. Yeah, I'll take Gervais here. And this should be just enough that we're actually going... Nope, we're still 170K short. Who is the worst player on the 40-man? It's McGuire. Let's trade him. Can I throw in somebody else? Riley Jackson. Andy Puckett, yes. Are you kidding? I still don't have enough budget space. I don't want these jerks to cut my development budget. I'm giving away relatively decent players just to get our sales under budget, but that may just have to be what I have to do. Forster might hit someday. Neville might. Dylan Cruz is 25, and he's only got a 27 contact. I don't think he's going to be... Oh, I can't shop again today. Damn it. Damn it. Because I cannot afford to keep someone on the roster. Here, you know what? I'm going to find a team in the AL. Let's freaking go. That's on win now. Toronto. Here we go. I want $100,000. $80,000. But I want you to accept it. So I'm going to ask for this and 200 grand. And just for you, I'm going to give you a 30th round draft pick. No, I need you to decide on this right now. I can't afford to wait. Quit telling me to give you more time, damn it. You're being a jerk right now. I'm not giving you one of those players. Oh my god, would you just accept the offer? I'm literally giving you a player who might help you for cash. Here, you know what? Oh my god, game, really? Would you make your freaking up your mind? All you want to do is keep waffling, and I can't afford to waffle. So here's what I'm going to do. Give me this guy. I don't even care who he is. Oh, I can't add him. What a shame. There. Oh my god, would you just take the deal? Quit thinking about it. Do it. How is this a hard deal for you? Man, this is some weak shit right now. And you're really... I think you realize how much over a barrel you have me. So you know what? Screw you, Toronto. Texas. Give me a 30th round draft pick. Nope, everyone else is like, no, I want to think about it. I can't afford to think about it. Give me this guy. No, I need to think about it. Game, come on. Tucker Davidson, I'm going to try to trade you. Alright. Oh my god, game. Would you please just take the freaking deal? This is ridiculous. Okay, this is actually genuinely bothering me. That they won't make a decision right now. When the game knows damn good and well this is going to get my player development budget slashed. Because my owner's going to be a dick about it. This is not fair. That the AI is like, I'm taking these ridiculous deals that I know would be good for my club, and all it does is cost me $150K. Here, you know what? You need catchers? I got catchers. But I actually want to keep all the catchers that are on the 40-man right now. If I don't give you someone on the 40-man, then I don't save enough money. So I'm going to have to give you an actual decent prospect to get you to freaking decide now. And I have no one to blame but myself, really. Have Oscar Sanchez. And give me a 15th round pick. No, because you're just going to keep being a jerk about it. You're going to keep saying, oh, I need to think about it. Decide now or get nothing. Alright, I'll tell you what. New offer. You really want Jacob Wallace? You can have Jacob Wallace. Because you're already in arbitration. How about a 5th round pick? What is the best draft pick I can get out of them? 6th, they'll mull it over. Would I just ask for $1 million? And can I still get that 9th round pick? No. I'm sorry you don't like it. No, what if I drop Wallace out? And then I ask for the 30th round pick. No. What if I also offered you Tucker Davidson? They really want Wallace. Alright. I'll give you Wallace, but you're going to give me... Can I get one of your prospects in exchange? Yeah, fine. Now I don't have to worry about losing my player development budget. Man, that actually kind of pisses me off, but whatever. I traded Wallace for Wallace. That's pretty funny. And yes, I instantly realized I could have just asked for cash in some of those other deals and it would have been fine, but I didn't think of it at the time, so oops. I do need a new reliever, so I guess that's going to be Chen. And now we have it, our opening day roster. Let's get this sorted. Yes, I just need to know how well they hit. Don't be silly, game. Alright, Maldonado is the ace. Keller is the number 2. Priester is the number 3. Aguilar is the number 4, and Eddie is the number 5. Closer's going to be Feltman, because he did a good job with it last season. We're going to do Nielsen as the anti-lefty. Chen, you're going to be long relief, middle relief. Solis, you're going to be setup. Reinhardt is going to be the secondary setup. And then middle relief. Davidson, emergency starter, long relief. Bruns, middle relief, backup specialist. There we go. That is all set. Lineups. Clear it all. Blaze Jordan does make the opening day roster. I don't know that I necessarily want him to make the opening day roster, but I don't have a better choice yet. Like, I'll be honest with you. The moment Young is healthy... actually, Smith might go back to the minors, but we'll see what happens. Clear everything, please. Alright. The best hitter on the team is... Like, I definitely think it's Hayes and Tucker in the middle. I don't think there's too much dispute of that. Our next best contact hitter is John Nelson, so we're going to bat him 5th. Our best leadoff guy is actually someone with decent contact and a decent eye, which is actually probably Emmanuel Rodriguez, who is going to start at left anyway, so I guess that's alright. And then golly, I need somebody else to be... I need someone to be the number 2. Preferably someone with decent gap power. Or decent power, just to, like, move runners along a bit easier. Is that Andy Rodriguez? Or is it someone like Jason Rosario? It might be Jason Rosario. For now, that's fine. Our number 6 hitter is going to be Andy Rodriguez, starting up. Then Noah Smith. No, you know what? Noah Smith can bat second. I have more faith in him than I do in Rosario. And then Mr. Goudry here can be our second baseman. I don't want Vargas playing that often. I want Nelson to have every opportunity. I'm not swapping Rodriguez and Brown every other game, but I will do it every 6th game. And I will designate Logan Brown as a defensive sub. I think that makes a lot of sense. For the rest of this is fine. I'm going to go copy and copy. And we'll see what happens here. All right. Apart from trading Wallace for $1 million, which I really don't like, because that does hurt our bullpen a fair bit, I think we're ready to start the season. When Cole Young is healthy, what am I going to do with him? I'll see how Noah Smith does. What I'll do is I'll probably have Cole Young rehab, and then we're going to see what Noah Smith does over the course of the first month of the season and see if he's actually ready to play in the majors. Goudry is going to be our starting second baseman. This is just because of his defense. There's really no other reason for it. Actually, no, once Young is healthy, Jordan goes back to the minors. I don't think there's any hesitation there. Just because I want another middle infielder, and Vargas is only really good at first and third. So I don't really have a very strong incentive to let him... I don't have a backup middle infielder on the roster right now. So we're going to, as soon as Young is healthy, Jordan goes to the minors, and then we'll work out some sort of job sharing arrangement with the others. But that is going to conclude us for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying the series thus far. I don't know if we're better off this season, but I know we're close to being better off from last season. And I really think John Nelson is going to be a huge asset to us. I really think that. And there's definitely risk involved. I just took a player who'd never played above high A, and I'm sending him right to the majors. But he's such a good contact hitter right now that I think we have to do it. I think we have to give him the chance and see how he turns out. Because we have to have production from someone else other than Hayes and Tucker. And we'll just see what happens this season. If we do lose Hayes again for an extended length of time, he's got an opt-out in his contract after next season, so we can think about that. Yeah, Tucker wants even more money now. Yikes. Oh well. So yeah, I'll be sure to see what happens this season. I do think Aguilar is going to be a very nice addition to the rotation. And what can I say about Gavin Goudry other than holy shit, what a find? Another guy's never played above high A. However, my expectations from him are considerably lower than they are for anyone else. Because he's just meant to be playing insanely good defense. That's all I really want from him. And if he manages to get on base a bit, that's just sweet bonuses. So what'll probably end up happening is we'll probably have, once he's healthy, and I'm sure that he's healthy, We probably have Smith as the backup and Young as the starting shortstop, and Goudry stays at second for now. And then we'll see what happens. But if it's close, I mean, Smith could probably handle second base very, very well. Plus, he's a dog lover. I could probably have him play second base without too much of an issue, and then think of the depth that gives us in the infield. So we're going to see what happens. Until next time, though, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.